All right, we're up to 195, Joe. We're getting through these brackets pretty good. Let's talk about this weight class a little bit. I mean, you know, we have a wrestler here that's been ranked #1 pretty much all season long, and Jacob Miller. Ethan Seeley's kind of moved ahead of him in our rankings. And this is going to be a great final between Ethan Seeley and Jacob Miller. I do have Seeley beating Miller, and I know you have Miller beating Seeley, so you can talk more about that later. And you know, at first glance, I had Miller, you know, winning this match, but Ethan Seeley really, I'm going to say, just like Novak, he's 32-0, not necessarily the same schedule as some of these other, you know, schools in the Chestnut, let alone the Pack. But Ethan Seeley's kind of on a mission like Mason Novak. So I got Seeley winning here. Miller coming in second. I think Logan Green, you know, I think you and I both agree. Logan Green has had a great couple of years here wrestling for this Penn Ridge team. He's only a junior. He's wrestled some of the nation's best over the last 2 years. I do have him getting, you know, in there for the third spot. We both agree on Joe Schaefer as well. The big thing for me here is, you know, Bruno Stolfi. Bruno Stolfi has a tough ride in this bracket this year. I don't have him getting out. I know that he and his family are going to be mad at me for saying that. I do have you know, Brian Fennell getting in there in the 5th spot, but I have to talk about the wrestlebacks again. You know, if you look at these wrestlebacks, and we really haven't talked a lot about it because we haven't really drawn it all up because we just wouldn't have the time to do all that. But Stolfi has a tough ride coming back. I have him wrestling Green in the wrestlebacks. You know, and Joe, you might have it a little bit differently. I have Schaefer beating Stolfi in the quarterfinal. So, you know, it's kind of you know, it all depends on what happens. But, you know, you have Sincere Cooper here from Westchester East. I think he's a dangerous kid in the bracket. I also think that, you know, some of these other guys, Max Russell from Quakertown is dangerous. So, I mean, I just think that this weight class has some, you know, I wouldn't call them upsets. I would call them evenly matched kids, and anyone can win on any given day. So I'm interested to see what happens in the wrestlebacks here. I think this 5th spot, this may be one of the most exciting 5th place matches we're going to see, and probably one of the best consolation semifinals we're going to see to get a shot at that spot. You know, coming back through. So that's my spin on it, and I got Seeley winning.
I'm going opposite on that one, as everyone can see. I'm going Miller. I think a week to prepare and see where things went wrong with Seeley, and you know, the staff there with Dave Jones, Tony Haley, and all the other coaches I know that I'm not naming, John Cooley and such, in that Boyertown Wrestling Room are really gonna you know, work and make sure Miller's prepared to make this run and win that regional championship. I do see Seeley is tough. He is one of the best guys in District 1. You know, maybe not necessarily in our rankings pound for pound, but as far as being impressive on a consistent basis. But and you know, I do see him being regional runner up, and Logan Green again. I just think he's going to be he's the 3rd best guy in this bracket, and I wouldn't say it's not even close. Joe Schaefer is going to be a formidable opponent. He's got 2 losses on the year, but I think Logan's going to be too technical for him. Schaefer's a little bit more of a brawler, and I think that Logan's gonna get the win there and finish 3rd. And I got Stolfi beating Fennell for 5th place. I just like the way Bruno wrestles, and I don't know. I'm gonna go with the pedigree there of the name. You know, maybe carrying a little bit of weight in that decision.
And Souderton at home for the regionals. Yeah, that could be in Stolfi's favor there.
Yeah, and his home gym as a senior will be motivated a little bit extra to perform and beat Fennell for 6th place. You know, this weight class in general, you look, there's some other guys that could make some noise. Zach Jones from Westchester Ruston, Zach Van Horn from Pottsgrove, to name a few, that could potentially cause some problems for some of these guys. Again, this weight class is really has like 2 hammers and a bunch of guys, and then there's a 2nd level, and then there's a little bit of drop off, and then there's a 3rd tier of guys at this weight class. But those third tier guys aren't much different than some of those, the Logan Greens, the Schaefers, and the Stolfes, in my opinion. But like I said, it's a 2-horse race, and I think Miller wins it, by a nose.
Yeah, I agree. So, this will be a fun weight class to watch. I do like Logan Green. So we'll see what he does. If he gets up to stage, he could be dangerous up there as well. You don't want to wrestle guys that have this type of experience. We could get a medal or two up there at this weight class. I think it's a weight class that we can score some points.